Hello everyone. Today, for the next 5 minutes or so, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Internet of Things and try and help describe what it is, why it's important, and walk through a bunch of examples. My name is Brian Suda, and I've been living in Iceland here for about a little over 7 years now. And I've worked for lots of different companies, TM Software, Nihedi, Clara before they got sold, but now I'm working for my own company, optional.is. And we tend to take a lot of big data sets and usually visualize them. But we're getting more and more interested in the Internet of Things because it acts as a way both to bring data in, but also more interesting ways to visualize and show some data. So what is the Internet of Things? I think the Internet of Things is a bit of a buzzword that we hear about quite a lot. Usually it's small devices that are connected to the Internet which sort of act together. A general purpose computer is obviously connected to the Internet, but most people don't consider that an Internet of Things device. Internet of Things tend to be smaller, specific one-time use or very specific use examples. So we try to think about what was the first Internet of Things device that kind of existed. I think we came up with the conclusion that maybe the ATM was the first real Internet of Thing thing. It first came out in 1972, and that was sort of the first device where you would stick your card in anywhere in the world, it would connect to the Internet, phone home to the bank, see if you had enough credit, and release the money, debit your account. And this wasn't a general purpose computer, this was something to do for a very specific task. But today, there's a lot more examples that are probably more Internet of Thing type of devices you think about. This is something called Little Printer. Some friends in London created this, and it is a tiny little receipt printer. And it's sort of the first printer you would probably keep in your bedroom. You might keep it on the bedside, and through your smartphone you configure it. So every morning at 8 o'clock, it prints out a little receipt, and it might have information about meetings you're going to have today, it might have a crossword puzzle, picture of the day, quote of the day, fun little things that you can configure. And this couldn't exist without the Internet. There is no USB port on the back of this. All the information comes through the Internet and is simply printed out every morning for you. It's like a little personalized newspaper. This is another example. This was a Kickstarter project called Tile. It's a tiny little square. You can see the person's got it on their keychain. They retail for about 20 US. Inside is a little USB chip and a speaker. So if you can't find your keys, you can take out your smartphone and try and locate it with Bluetooth and figure out both what direction it is and how far away it is. This is another Kickstarter project at the moment. It's by a company called bleeps. And this is sort of, their target market is new parents and young families. And their first product is Sammy Screamer. And it's a little keychain fob, not much bigger than your keys, and it is a motion detector. So on your smartphone, you set the sensitivity and the volume, and if it shakes, it will make a noise and scream, and also send a push notification to your phone. So you can leave this on various doors or backpacks or all over. But most interestingly, they've got a whole family of devices, and these don't look like computers. They're more little single-purpose devices that have quirky names. The red one there is a baby monitor. It's a little video camera called David Cameron, after the UK. But most interestingly, the green one there is ultrasound. So if you're a pregnant mother expecting, you can do your ultrasound at home. And this isn't some sort of crazy science fiction thing. This is things that you can purchase today for probably less than $100 US. This is another example from a company called Bounce Imaging. For military use, fire, search and rescue, they produce this little ball with several sensors and video cameras on it. So when you come to maybe a collapsed building in an earthquake, you can roll this inside, and then on your smartphone, you can see what the camera saw, as well as the sensor levels. So here you can detect if there's carbon monoxide or CO2, or see if it's actually just safe to enter the premises without putting humans in danger. This is a project built by a few friends down in Brighton in the UK. It's a sort of social music player. So inside is a jukebox, basically. And when you tap your phone to it, it will play music preferences based on you. And this is actually an intern project. And from concept to construction to prototype in only 3 months. So this isn't something that's the domain of huge businesses. This could be anybody. And the last example is a company called Nest. They make a smart thermostat and a smart fire alarm. Recently, they sold to Google for 3.2 billion US dollars. And I looked up Iceland's entire GDP from 2012 is $13.6 billion. This one company and a small team of people would account for 20 to 25% of Iceland's entire GDP, which just goes to show you how hot and exciting this field is, and also shows that there might be some HAI or HAIR students out there which could be making a huge impact in Iceland's economy. And that's it for me. Thank you very much.